So we're here with Mr. Pichelli, and
Hello, Matthew.
Hello, sir. And we're gonna ask him some questions. So first, sir, you were the coach of the PCI hockey team, of course. So what was your favorite PCI hockey moment, if you have one?
Oh, yeah. Favorite moment? Well, I guess I wasn't the coach for that long, but it was crazy. Within the second year, actually, it was that first year that I was coach, we brought home the cup. Wow, like nail biter. And I remember one moment in that game, our goalie, Oscar, who wasn't actually a real goalie.
Wasn't a real goalie.
He was playing because we needed a goalie, so he made the most unorthodox thing I've ever seen. The puck was bouncing towards him, like I've never seen this ever in my life. And we're just like, okay, he's gonna freeze it and put, you know. He does a kick and he kicks the puck. I'm like, oh my god. Over like, what the hell?
Did it work out though?
It worked out. Yeah, it worked out, and we ended up winning.
So sir, I was working in the office. You must hear a lot of late excuses.
Yes.
What is the most ridiculous late excuse you've heard?
So yeah, the students at PCI are pretty honest and pretty good. So I haven't really heard any too crazy ones that I'm just like, whoa. But like one would be, yeah, it's like a student came and it's like, he's holding a nice coffee. I'm like, okay, you're late. Yeah, but you took the time to go get your coffee. And it's just like, it just didn't line up correctly. It's like, you're late, but you have a nice hot coffee in your hand. So it's, I just couldn't figure that one out.
Gotta stay caffeinated, sir.
I know.
So, as you're a pretty interesting guy, you know Sicilian, which is a pretty dying language. So can you explain like how you learned it, like your whole process through Sicilian?
Yeah, so just growing up at home, and I'm Italian, so within that culture, so my grandparents, my mom's parents are Sicilian. So I grew up with them my whole life. I'm now 30, so I'd say 25 good years of my life I was embedded in the Sicilian dialect, and it's just that's how I came to learn the language, how I listened. I'm not like as fluent as I used to be because it's like you said, it's now dying, and within my family it's dying. So I try to listen to music. I read poems. I try to get my mom to keep it going so I could still hear it. And but yeah, that's how I learned it, was just being around it so much. And it's just like, now you hear it, it's just like, oh yeah, I know what that means, right? But yeah, it's crazy. Like, it wasn't formally learned, it was just learned by being around people, right? Just like how I pick up words from you guys, like the new culture of what you guys say. I'm just like, oh wow, that's a new one, and you just pick up on it, right? So yeah, I could tell you a few words if you want to know.
Sure, yeah. How do you say hello?
Hello, well, hello would be saying ciao, right?
Ciao.
But okay, I could give you
any unique words?
Yeah, I could give you like so how to say where?
Where?
So where in regular Italian would be dove. Dove, okay? In Sicilian we say unni. Unni, U-N-N-I. Unni. So that means where, and that could be unni va is where are you going? So in Italian it's dove va.
Oh.
Right? You could hear how different it is from regular Italian. Like unni sta yendo, and it's like, what? You're like speaking Chinese, right?
Yeah. Wow.
So I could even say another one, like this is a famous line that my grandfather would say, right? Would be Vieni draghiuso, ti faccio un caffè. So that means come downstairs and make me a coffee.
And that's unique to Sicilian.
That's Sicilian, like straight up. Yeah,
You should teach Sicilian at Parkdale, offer a course, and IB Sicilian.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Well, and then I guess that goes to my next question. So you've worked in the office, you've really been a teacher of the students, whether it's an official role or not.
Yep.
What was your favorite job before getting into Parkdale?
Oh man, I've had so many, guys. It's crazy. Like, I've started working when I was grade nine. My first job was at the grocery store, putting apples on the shelf. And I did this just to keep busy and not ask parents for money. And I was going to Wonderland, I was taking girls out and doing certain things. So I needed to stop asking for money. I wanted to make a name for myself, right? But my favorite job out of all the little jobs I did, oh my God, and I wish I would have knew about this earlier, but I used to work for PlayStation. That's kind of come and gone with COVID, but oh my God, man, we used to travel. I went to Las Vegas, all comped, and all free, and I was working there, and with at that specific time was the Virgin Gaming NHL, FIFA, and Madden tournament, so there was like 5,000 competitors. I was one of the referees, so literally for 17 hours all day I was watching FIFA, NHL, and NBA, or NFL. Yeah, I was refereeing, so it didn't really consist of much. I just had to make sure no one was cheating, right?
Wow, that's really.
But that was an epic moment within that little gig I had. And yeah, I would work the Raptors games, Marlies games, Leaf games, go do cool trade shows like Best Buy events, Walmart events, and I would see all these things firsthand. Like I saw the PS4. I was bringing home the PS4 like 3 months before it was on the shelf.
Wow. So do you have the PlayStation 5? Sir?
No.
Wow.
And with COVID, this has kind of died down. So it was like, oh damn it! Like the PS5 came out, we would have been hands-on on the PS5.
Wow.
But since COVID came around, everything kind of went on pause. But that would have been epic, yeah, to get first-hand experience in the PS5. But
That would be amazing. It's a PlayStation.
Yeah,
I don't think anyone knew that.
Yeah, no one knows that. I was yeah, I used to work for EB Games. That was fun too.
So, were you a gamer, sir? Do you like video games?
I love video games, man.
Really? What's your favorite video game of all time?
Oh my God. Favorite video game? Jeez.
I know it's a hard choice.
Halo. Yep.
A specific Halo or just the original?
Halo 2, Halo 3.
Halo 2, Halo 3. That's
Yeah.
an Xbox game.
It's
like,
an
you got
Xbox
it
game.
in your PlayStation.
It's an Xbox game, so it was funny because I grew up playing Nintendo, of course. I was 4 years old. I had a Nintendo. Then after Nintendo, I had Super Nintendo. Then after Super Nintendo, I had PS1 with a chip.
PS1.
So I had every freaking game you could think of because I had the chip, right? My dad would take me to the place to get the games burnt, and then I had a whole book of games. Like, oh, that's amazing. Then after, so I grew up on PS. So then after PS1 came out, then the Xbox came out. So I was like, oh, this new thing. So I had Xbox. I didn't get the PS2. I didn't get the PS3. So I had Xbox 360. Then I started working with PlayStation, and I really liked what the PS4 was doing with the new controller. Like, it sat nice in my hand. So then I jumped back onto PS4.
So you've had the prime days of Xbox, and you on the prime days of PS4. So you've had it all. So
Yep.
wow.
Yep.
And then I guess to switch gears for a second. So you've had some pretty funny memories with Oscar Stonehouse drop kicking a puck.
Yep.
But do you have a specific like funny or amazing moment within the school of Parkdale?
Yeah, man. Every day, guys, is a beautiful moment with you guys. That's for sure. But yeah, so most recently, I guess when I came on stage and dropped the ball on that performance, that was pretty funny. In the Panther costume, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna nail this. I'm back there like, I'm gonna nail this. I come out, I'm like, oh my God, I got the biggest stage fright ever.
Really?
And I was in a mask, so I'm just like, oh shit, this is not supposed to happen, you know? Like no one knows who's under this mask. Like it should ease the pressure a bit.
Yeah.
But I'm just like, oh my God, I fumbled it so hard. I felt so bad for Tenzin. I'm like, oh my God, I just dropped this whole performance. And yeah. that was like, yeah.
Fumbling the Panther performance. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, jeez.
Yeah.
And then, so sir, you talked about quarantine and slow down with your PlayStation gig. But what have you been doing? What hobbies have you been doing?
Oh man.
Miss Oprah said dancing. She's been really getting into dancing.
So yeah, I've been some hobbies. Yeah, I bought a drone back in when did I buy that? Back in April. So I bought a drone, a DJI Mavic Air 2. So I've been droning a lot. I've been droning a lot. Yep. I've been taking cool photos. Like I'm an artsy guy as well. So I like drawing. I like making music. I don't think you guys know that.
Really? Making beats?
Raps and whatnot. So I've been writing some music. I've been I have my Photoshop going now, so I've been doing some graphic design just for the hell of it. I love fantasy sports, so that's been keeping me sane over the quarantine when sports were back. So I love my fantasy basketball. I love my fantasy baseball that's coming up. Playing video games, of course. I actually bought a new laptop as well. I bought a Razer Blade Advanced Model 15, so that was a pretty penny, and that was a nice purchase over COVID, and I've been learning laptop, and yeah, thing's a beast. I don't play much games on it, but it is a gaming laptop.
Wow.
I use it for other things, but.
So you've been keeping very, very.
Oh yeah, buddy. I'm in my zone when I'm at home in quarantine. Like I'm in the zone.
So you really adapted well.
Oh yeah, I haven't missed a beat. Yeah, we used to do Zoom parties with some friends, and I was the head of that, just bringing everyone together, which was really cool.
Wow.
So yeah, I haven't really missed a beat.
Yeah. Well, if you mentioned making music, so we have a segment on here called Rapper Shakespeare.
Oh.
So we are going to determine how really good you are at that musical history.
Sure.
So you're gonna have to determine if it's a rapper or if it's a line from a Shakespeare play. Okay. So first one, to destroy the beauty from which one came. I'll say it again. To destroy the beauty from which one came. Is that a rapper or is that Shakespeare?
I think that's Shakespeare.
Oh, wrong. That is Jay-Z. The most benevolent king communicates through your dreams. I'll say it again.
That's definitely Shakespeare. No.
Sir, that's Wu-Tang Clan.
What?
Okay. Okay. I was not born under a rhyming planet.
Okay, I gotta take Shakespeare.
Yeah.
Like I got 3 for 3. I gotta
it is
get
Shakespeare.
one.
Okay. Here it is. Men would rather use their broken records than their bare hands. I'll say it again. Men would rather use their broken records than their bare hands.
Yeah, I'll say rap.
That's Shakespeare. That's from the play Othello. So you're 1 for 4 here. I'll give you another hard one. It's so hot up in the club, I ain't got no shoes on. Is that rap?
That's definitely a rap.
That is from Hurricane Chris. So yeah. So
is that A-Bay?
yeah. So that's. I think you fared just as well as Micheal Pichelli. So you can take
that
as
that was tough.
As you would. Sir, as you are leaving Parkdale and moving on in your career, what do you think you'll miss most about Parkdale?
Oh, you guys, man. Yeah, it'll definitely be you guys and the beautiful staff here. Yeah, it's crazy how the bond you guys form with everyone, and yeah, it's gonna be that. Yeah, just coming to work and knowing that everyone's on the same wavelength and the positivity around the building and you guys and most importantly, like I see like there's not much bullying in this place. I don't really hear much fights. I'm just like, oh man, this is the place.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't want to get emotional, man, but I'm gonna miss you guys, man.
We're gonna miss you too, sir. Thank you so much for doing that.
Yeah, no problem, man. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I could spit one line. And it's funny because Matt, I just found my old book that I would take to the studio, and I'm like, oh, like I'm like, the last time I went there was like years ago, and I'm just like, shoot, did I leave my book of writtens at the studio? And this whole time I'm like, I left it there. I left it there, right? But then I ended up finding it the other day in my house. I'm like, oh my god. So I was looking through them, and I'm like, all these old writtens that I wrote and poems, like raps or whatever you want to call them. Well, let me see if I could remember one, because it was called The Reminiscence of Life, and I remember this really hit hard with me because I was talking about my life, right? And it was on a beat with Biggie on it, and so it went kind of like this: July 7, 1990, 7 minutes till the AM, MDP was brought to this mayhem. Shoot, yeah, that's all I got.
Wow.
But damn it. Sure. But yeah, if you guys want to hear my music, yeah, you can check it out. I'm on YouTube.
You're on YouTube.
MD Phenomenal. Check my SoundCloud out.
MD Phenomenal.
It's old stuff, but yeah.
To make believe is what you see in your mind. You got a dream to beat. There's some kids that are living in poverty, without a home, without no food to eat.